everyone. How's everyone doing here? Tired? Bored? Okay, I'll not bore you long because I will not speak a lot, but I will have our leader speak today, right? So as she's introduced me, I am a founder of US Kids4Water, and I'm also a big volunteer of India Hub here. So you'll always find me here. Whenever you need help, I'm always here for you. So, I have some notes, jotted down here because my daughter always tells you talk a lot. So you should have a notes, and I always tell my students also, if do nothing to be afraid of to bring a notes in the hand, guys. So even if you do not have it, done it, just bring your notes. So, okay, I'll not talk. I have only 3 minutes. Okay, so my connection to the environment, right? So I will always remember my grandparents, how they left the word for me. I think that's exactly way I want to leave this word for my grandkids. That's exactly what I want to do, and that is why I'm trying to inspire, as many as possible, and we are working with all of, all the organizations and as much as we can. So, when I was growing up, basically, I remember we have this, the garbage pits actually, it's called garbage pits, it is called, I don't know what exactly word we should use, but in the villages, we used to have these, places, every few yards, where we used to go and keep all our house waste, there was no plastic that time, not much, right? So all of that used to be used as a composter. So that time, it was so important, those pits were very important, and there was no garbage in our village. Don't remember going to my village. Now when I go and see, all our rivers has become the garbage now. Right? Every garbage from the village, and not only not going to say only village, but cities also now when we visit, just try to look around you, every garbage is going in the river. What's wrong with us? That's not what our grandparents had taught us, right? So it's us who is making this word bad, and now our kids is going to make it better. That's what I trust in, and that is why I work more with the youth, okay? So that was the point I wanted to talk. The next point, I want to talk about the Pani Foundation. So, I call this is the 9th miracle of the world, the Pani Foundation. Why do I say that? There are so many organizations we are working, right? But all of us really worry about, how to generate the funds to do the work. This is the only foundation, at least I know, who brings out the villagers, give them the education, give them the knowledge, and make them work. And you will just trust me on this, they started working in 75 villages, and now they're in thousands of villages in Maharashtra, and every villager come out, I think some of you just showed, some of the slides there. If you can just bring panifoundation.com on the screen, will be really great. But you out the people actually to do all the work. So that is what I want to talk about. Now, there was another competition that I'm holding, and that competition is basically about bringing the farmers together to do the organic farming. It's residue-free farming, let's call it, right? Because right now we cannot convert everything into the residue organic, but let's start it at least, and they have started it. It's great work going on there, and I'm a big supporter of Pani Foundation. The kind of work, so I work with actual villagers. I go on the ground, I stay there, and I go to the villages, I go to their houses, and I see the great unity, being these farmers coming together, and they're trying to save our soil. So that is why I support them. So it's a great thing they're trying to do. That is what I want to talk next. And then what projects we have done a lot. I will not talk a lot about that, but things like 3,000 trees planting and lot of things my kids will talk, whatever they're doing. But let me talk about just my recent visit to India. Now, trust me, I'm not talking about century ago. I'm not talking about 5 years ago. I'm talking about yesterday and today. The village which is next to my village getting a water after 8 days. in today's days. Okay, so yesterday I'm telling you it's happening today. So there was no water, like there was no rainfall last year, so that was the problem actually. And then some villages are getting water every other day. They're trying to so everybody is trying to do something. So now we all need to know how much water is important. It's really important, right? So we have to have a clean water and water in the house every day. Getting a water is a really, every day I take a shower, I remember my village. Trust me on that. Every day I start my shower, I remember those days, where there are people who are not that fortunate. So that's one thing I want to talk. Then let me talk just last my point about I want to always talk about this different competition we are conducting through US Kids4Water. We are conducting this competition, Save Water, Save Environment. We started last year. 40 of our droplets work on that, and they designed this competition. It took us 2 years to design the competition because it was done by elementary kids and the high school kids, right? So it took us a time, but now we are live. Last year we went live, and we had 75 participants, and we have almost like $2,000 in a giveaway. This year we are going to have a $5,000 giveaway, and I really want each one of you to become part of it. Okay, each one of you can become part of it, and become a environment warrior, right? Do any small projects, and we did a lot of different things, tree like seeds collecting and planting. Then we have done saving the this toy drive, cloth drive. This is what our kids can do, and this all you understand how that also helps, because recycling and upcycling always helps, right? Instead of going to landfill. So we do a lot of different projects. As I said, I cannot talk much. I'm done. I hope I have done within my time. But I am going to call on a stage Atharva. Atharva will have 3 minutes to talk about his work on the stage. Come on, Atharva. So guys, remember. Hold it close so you can speak louder, okay?
Water for Peace refers to the idea of managing water resources that will promote peace and cooperation rather than conflict. So, we all know how important water is, right? It's vital. It's more important than your phones. So, there are many significant issues we need to address. One is climate change. Climate change is affecting everything, including our water supply. Ice glaciers containing fresh, drinkable water are melting as I speak. 71% of the earth is covered by water, and about 1% of that's fresh, drinkable, and some of that's contaminated or are in glaciers. Moreover, with the increase of people worldwide, the demand for water is increasing. There are multiple areas around the world where these conflicts are taking place. Recently in December, in the African countries, Nigeria, South Sudan, and Somalia, farmers have been fighting each other over water sources like Lake Chad and the Nile River. The conflict is also arising between Indian states as they too fight each other for water. Here's the thing, we can attack these challenges head on. We need to put our heads together and work as a team. Instead of feeling discouraged, let's become motivated and find creative solutions. First off, we need to be clever on how we use water. We can start by avoiding wastage by using the 3R method: reduce, reuse, and recycle. The simplest things can help avoid wastage, like turning off the tap while brushing your teeth. Additionally, we can develop new technologies and tools to help us use water more efficiently while keeping our quality of life. Teamwork is key here. We need to work with people from all areas of the earth, sharing ideas and expertise. Water isn't just a local problem, it's a global one. And I believe that together it's a global one, and it's one that requires minimal effort from each one of you. Let's not forget about those most vulnerable to all of these water shortages. People and families in poorer communities and regions with limited access to water and many other necessities. We must make sure that everyone has access to this vital source. Water for Peace is not just a dream, it's a necessity. And I believe that together we can make it come to life. We can overcome these challenges if we put our minds to it and work together. As a group, as a force, as one big family. Let's turn water into a force that unifies rather than a source of conflict. Let's view as a spark of hope that fosters success. Thank you for your attention.
He started working with me since maybe he was 4 years old, and my best memory about him is he has raised $35 by selling a small plants to a group of people. So I'm very proud of you, Jay, and he's working since then, right? So he has done a lot of good things. Let's hear it from him.
So my name is Jay Trade. I'm 10 years old, and I'm here to tell you about water and peace and what they mean. So we need to act together for a better future, and like I said, I'm here to talk about what water and peace mean and how they're related. So one effect of not conserving water is that there's less water for everyone, and everyone needs water to drink, bathe, and grow food. And if people don't have the water that they need, then people will start drinking dirty water, or people might start dying. Then another big effect of not conserving water is there will be scarcity of food, and if there's no water, then there's no crops. If there's no crops, there's no food, and people will start fighting over food, and then this will cause a big problem, or this will lead to big problems. Another effect of not conserving water is that they will find dirty water, and then that water will make the people and animals sick. And if this happens, then this can cause big problems, and it could spread around. Then another effect is that it's harming the environment. Plants will die out and animals will die out too, and then these two things are important to the environment, and if they aren't in the environment anymore, then this could cause really big problems in our environment. And the last effect is conflict. When there's inequality of food and water, people will start fighting over them, and then people will start losing trust, and communities will fall apart. So communities that were close together, they'll start falling apart because of all of the conflicts. So we need to help from changing from this dry place to this healthy green. So saving water builds a happy community where everyone grows and thrives, and there's greenery everywhere. Saving water makes healthy lives. So as you can see in the picture, everyone is healthy because there's more water for everyone. Then saving water grows lots of food, and this solves our problems, and there'll be food for everyone to enjoy. And last, the message that I've been wanting to bring to you all, saving water brings peace and harmony. If there's peace and harmony, then everything's solved and there won't be as many conflicts. Be a part of change from this to this. In my opinion, water and peace are closely related because they're like best friends. If one thing changes, then the other thing changes too. Then the water helps the environment too. It helps animals, people, and plants all alike. Then less water causes more conflicts, which is really bad because this could start wars or just some violence. And then more water helps building happy communities.
I am just getting prouder and prouder of you, Jay. I'm really proud of you. Okay, now I bring the last person, on.
My name is Jay Jadhav, and I'm a junior in Lincolnshire Stevenson High School. And I'm here today to talk about one of my projects from US Kids4Water. So I believe that US Kids4Water has been a transformative experience for me to be a part of. Living in an affluent area of America, it's very easy to overlook some of the problems that other people have to face outside the country and even in the country. And I believe US Kids4Water has helped me not only understand these problems, but shed light on them as well. So I can sit up here and talk about US Kids for Water for the next 3 hours, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to hone in on one specific project that not only resonates with me, but it also resonates with why we're all here today. So if you can go to the next slide. So this project is relating very closely to hydroponics. So with a show of hands, can I see how many people know of hydroponics and what that is? Okay, a good amount of you. But for those who don't know, hydroponics is a soilless method of growing plants that uses water-based solutions enriched with nutrients to nourish and support plant growth. It's very heavy. You can stay on that side. That's a very heavy statement. Basically, what hydroponics is it gets rid of the soil of traditional farming, and instead it uses a water-based solution that's filled with nutrients, and it grows it through that. You can go to the next slide. So some of the advantages of hydroponics is higher quality vegetables, which would make it more nutritious. This is because the nutrients that are in the water are specifically measured, so the plants get the adequate amount of nutrients needed. Next thing is faster plant growth. This is also because every single nutrient that is provided in the water is adjusted so the plant grows as fast as it can. Another thing is maximum yield and limited space. We all know the issues with growing urban cities and not enough area for farming. And what hydroponics does is it compacts everything, and you can have crops grown in a much smaller space. Go to the next slide. So hydroponics connection with Water for Peace would be these three statements: is using modern technology to mitigate modern issues in the modern day. So the modern technology would be hydroponics. Although it isn't actually modern, it's been used for a long time, it's still innovative and it's still a technology. And what hydroponics does is it reduces water usage from 80 to 90% from traditional soil-based farming. So a lot of you might wonder, that's a little bit contradictory. You just said that it uses water-based solutions to farm. So how does it save water? So you might be surprised that soil-based traditional farming uses a lot more water because you still need water to put in the soil. However, when you're using hydroponics, you use a compact amount of water and you can keep reusing it to a certain extent. And obviously, that's a statistical fact that it reduces the water usage 70 to 90%. The modern issue, obviously, is water scarcity, which is why we're all here. And modern day would be 2024 to the future. And I believe the hydroponics is the future of farming. Go ahead. So this is where I honed in on one of my projects. So in the summer, I went to rural villages of India and I taught everyone the art of hydroponics and get them interested. So obviously, India being a third world country, there's a lot of issues about environmental issues, a lot of issues for traditional farming. India is mainly an agricultural country, and it is very important to keep updating and keep renovating, especially in the field of agriculture. That's why I believe that hydroponics is very important, especially in India. So I went ahead and you can keep scrolling through the slides. I went through 8 different villages and schools in India, and I impacted, and I got to talk to about 800 students. And I think I'm in a time shortage, but I was going to talk about a couple of science behind hydroponics. But if you guys want to, know more about hydroponics, you can come talk to me anytime.
Wow.
So to start off, water covers 70% of our planet. So it's easy to assume that there's enough to go around. Unfortunately, that's not the case. According to National Geographic, less than 3% of the water resources are fresh water, and already a minuscule percentage, only 1.2%, could be used as drinking water. Additionally, this number has only been going down in recent years. Also, only 2.3 billion people around the world do not have water in our living water countries. So they are all not able to get the amount of water that they need, which is a big amount of people. And also, even in the U.S. today, there are 6 states that don't have enough water. Colorado, California, Nevada, New Mexico, Utah, and Arizona are all water-scarce states due to different reasons like agriculture and stuff like that. So what are the solutions? Number 1 is improving infrastructures. Lacking infrastructures have devastating effects on human health and the economy, and fragile pipework and lack of supply to major regions not only waste water resources, but also impact everybody's quality of life. For this reason, smart investments in clean water and sanitation prevent needless deaths and transform lives. According to the UN, 100
peace is. Anyone?
Smile.
What?
Smile.
What does anyone think peace is? Okay, well, peace is protecting the general welfare of people. Now, when Ushanti asked me if I want to do this presentation, I said yes, of course. And I asked her what the topic of this was. She said, water for peace. Huh, what does that mean? Well, I obviously did some research, or else I wouldn't have a presentation to give. So I did some research, and I learned that water for peace is basically protecting the general welfare of people. All right, next slide, thank you. So 70% of our Earth is made of water. 3% of it is fresh water, but most of it's inaccessible due to glaciers and other forms. So climate change, overuse and wastage, and also the increase in human population are reasons of water scarcity. 1.1 billion people lack access to water, and 2.7 billion are scarce to water for a month annually. And the result of that is 1 million people dying annually each year. Thank you. So how are charitable organizations helping with this? Well, I would like to spotlight one of these organizations, the Water Project. The Water Project is providing clean and safe access to sustainable water for people in sub-Saharan Africa. Water.org, Water for People, and Planet Water Foundations, and of course, the organization that I'm representing and that Ushanti has founded, WWC. But all these organizations, they have one main goal. It's to provide safe, clean water to people who don't have it. Okay, so now how can you guys contribute to this, or else you wouldn't be here? So rainwater harvesting is one of the most important things, and it really helps with us. So in this diagram, you can see runoff goes into the ceilings, and then it goes into the pump, which is used for gardening, toilet flushing, car washing, and clothes washing. And then another thing is efficient irrigation systems. This is not just for farmers with big farms. These are just for people who have to water their grass, or else they're gonna die, of course. So think about it. Do you use a hose? Do you use a sprinkler system? Or do you use a pot and just run around and, yeah, that wouldn't be ideal. So, so basically we need to focus on this, as water is really an important thing for us. Sustainable, clean, safe water is important for everyone in the world, and it provides a good economy. It protects the general welfare of us. Thank you.
Now you're not bored, right? Okay, my next speaker, Jay Tarde.